welcome to Diversity Matters. This program is designed to highlight the diversity-related activities throughout New Hanover County schools and the greater Wilmington area. I'm Valita Quattlebaum, Chief Communications Officer for New Hanover County Schools. On our show today, we'll be discussing ways to bridge the gender gap with women in the fields of science, technology, engineering, and math, commonly known as STEM in the field of education. We have an amazing lineup of guests. We have a top engineer from GE, a STEM teacher from Laney High School, and 3 of our students, all who have their eyes on STEM-related careers. So parents, sit down with your daughters or granddaughters and enjoy today's episode of Diversity Matters, which will get started right after this short break.
Today, about 1 in 5 Americans is living with a disability. Over 50 million people, including many of our friends and neighbors, teachers and co-workers, heroes and leaders. 20 years ago, the Americans with Disabilities Act guaranteed every person the right to live, work, and participate fully in the American experience. We've come a long way since then, and we are committed to making even more progress in the years ahead. Visit disability.gov to see how you can help.
Welcome back to Diversity Matters. Today we'll be discussing ways to bridge the gender gap with women in fields such as science, technology, engineering, and math, commonly known as STEM in the field of education. Joining me today is my first guest, someone who is a dear friend of mine, and she has also broken that glass ceiling. Aquanetta Beatty is a top engineer at GE and very active in our community. Welcome, Aquanetta.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
so
you for this
tell us a
honor.
little bit about yourself and how you came to become an engineer.
Oh my. It started actually in my senior year of high school, and that's a late time to kind of figure a career now because students learn so early what they want to be and what they want to do. I actually didn't have a clue. And ROCAME, the Region O Council for the Advancement of Minorities in Engineering, sent a representative, Dr. William Flight, to the school, and he was speaking about engineering being a great choice for minorities and for women, African American women, because it's very few of us in the field. And I was like, oh, that must be my calling, my sign. So I actually applied to North Carolina A&T State University. I applied to North Carolina State. I was accepted at both, but I chose North Carolina A&T State University.
Aggie Pride.
Aggie Pride, Aggie Do now. But I chose the North Carolina A&T because I had a science teacher, Dr. Aldridge, who said, I want you to attend a historically black college or university, and that was why I chose A&T.
Excellent, excellent. And now, for a variety of reasons, sometimes girls don't see themselves in roles that science leads to, like computer scientists and doctors, nurses, veterinarians, technology people. What can we do about that? What do you think?
It's a lot that needs to be done. I think it kind of starts, as my HR person at GE says, it starts from the womb. So it needs to be something that the parents really instill in their children. I mean, as simple as buying toys for Christmas that relate to science or math. You know, just really pushing education, because it takes us kind of ingraining it in them. It's not something that you develop on your own. You have to be taught. It's almost like you have to teach them to learn.
Right.
You teach them to read, so you need to teach them to love science and to love math. And
so it's about exposure.
Exposure and meeting people, doing things in the community. Volunteerism is great. Just really making yourself available to learn.
Right. Now let me ask you this. There's this new movie coming out called Hidden Figures, and it's about 3 brilliant African American women who worked at NASA back in the day and helped John Glenn launch into space. And I'm so fascinated by this movie, and you and I have talked about taking some girls to see that. But when Katherine Johnson, that's who the movie's about in real life, when she was at NASA, they were very, very limited, if any fields that we could go into. So now there's such a wide range of careers. How can we help girls to see? Because I don't think I'm even aware of how many careers there are in the area of STEM.
I'm excited about that movie, and I can't wait to see it as well.
Oh, good.
But going into STEM, it is so many careers. People put it in the box,
Right.
you know, oh, it's this or it's that, but it's so wide. I mean, when I started at GE, just to see the variety of careers that you could actually go into that affect science, technology, engineering, and math, it's amazing.
Right.
And
I think if they could see it, how many careers there are, they wouldn't think, oh, it's too hard.
Yes.
Because I think we think, oh, I can't be a nuclear physicist. But you don't have to be a nuclear physicist.
No, you
correct?
don't. You do not have to be, but we have plenty of those at GE. But basically, to me, I think it's a matter of making them be confident about who they are, and basically teaching them to love themselves and do things that make them happy. Because for me, STEM makes me it makes me happy.
Explain that. How does STEM make you happy?
Because when you can learn about something as interesting as science, technology, engineering, and math, and as I told some students before, name something where science, technology, engineering, and math is not involved in some way. If it's at the creative state, the
Right.
middle state, or the end state, you always have to deal with it. I mean, because everyone thinks logically, or at least we should.
Right.
And so you think in a particular order, and that always brings about a good thing too. So that's why it's good when students have a life that's based around stability, around order, and
Right.
things that they do on a regular basis, and studying, because we don't learn everything at one time looking at it. We have to read over it, study it,
Right.
really learn it, and
And
don't
give
give
ourselves
up.
a chance.
Yeah,
Right.
give yourself a chance to learn it,
Right.
because I think a lot of students give up on themselves. I can't do that math, it's too hard. And then my thing is, I went through all the courses I needed to become an engineer, and in high school, and now I use math minimal. I probably just pretty much count money.
Right.
You know, it's not like I use math really in my field to a degree where I'm afraid to do math.
Right.
So, and things we're taught, we learn.
Right. And we have tutors and we have support
Yes,
groups. And we
yes.
have people like you.
You have to make an investment.
Okay.
And it's about making the investment of time, money, energy. Sometimes I'm sure parents say, I just don't feel like taking them to that event.
Right.
But I mean, something as simple as the Girls Rock that's coming up on Saturday.
Right.
For the girls to get involved.
free
and a
event
free
in the
event.
community.
Yes, community event.
So it's about opening up our minds and looking for possibilities like that event. Or I was thinking, you know how all the kids are playing video games or they love their computers and their cell phones? That is technology right there in their hand.
Very much. And it's technology, but the one thing about that technology is that it doesn't help you to be open to conversation. I think it causes our children to be more introvert when they're doing things where it only includes them.
When they're
So
one-on-one.
when they're one-on-one. So those things are good, but then you don't want to do too much of that. Too
Right.
much of anything is too much.
Where you're isolated.
Yes, you don't want to
Right.
be isolated all the time. You want to be involved in group activities
And
and
talking.
teamwork and talking, because that's when people's ideals can come out and really make the difference. Because sometimes when you hear yourself state something, you'll make a better decision. But if you're keeping it inside your head, then you're not really expressing it, and you don't really see that it might not work for everybody. And that's what you want to do. You want things to work for more than just one person.
Right.
It needs to be about everyone being a part of STEM.
Okay, well, talk to me about STEM from the community perspective, Aquanetta. We do need to expose the kids to it. We need to take them to forums. We need to get people like you and other STEM professionals in front of them. How do we do that?
I know with GE, we have a volunteer portal. So when we have events that people want us to be involved in, I actually was involved with one with the next guest that you have. They just reach out to us and we put it in our portal, and then people sign up to come. So
Oh, so our teachers can get you and your colleagues to come to their classrooms?
yes,
Okay.
we can do that. And we've done it for many schools in New Hanover area, Brunswick area, and Pender, and I've also been to Columbus County doing different things. But it's about spreading the word, because I've been to some events where people didn't even know where GE was, and it's right down the street from their home. And I think that we should never be that uninformed. We should know the companies that are in our areas that can help our children, because they have monies for events and
Right.
to help
And
in the community.
You all want to reach out,
Yes.
because I know you help out at Freeman Elementary
Yes.
School with our engineering school that we have.
That's right.
Right.
And that's what it's about, is reaching out, because a lot of times people kind of get introvert and they don't
Right.
share. And it's about sharing. And when you build relationships, then you feel free to share information. And that's what it's about. Science, technology, engineering, and math is no different from any other field. We have to be involved with things that make our community better.
Right. And I think for girls, when they can see someone like yourself, an African American and a female, that gives them the courage to say, well, hey, if she did that, I can do that too.
That's right.
Okay. And let's talk about women. When we think of a scientist or somebody in STEM, typically, I think in our minds, most of our minds, everybody, we think of a male.
That's right.
But we know that women are ever increasing in these fields, right? And as women, we bring, I think, more empathy.
That's right.
So my question is, do you think in the future that STEM activities, STEM products, everything related to science and technology will be more empathetic to human needs? For instance, I mean, like if people who create, I don't know, walkers or prosthetic legs and things, you know, as women, we're more nurturing. That's what I'm getting at. We're more caring. Do you think that we'll have an influence on STEM through that nurturing effect?
Very much. I mean, and it's happened just like with when you get a mammogram. The machines have been changed now
It doesn't
to
hurt
help
as
women.
much.
It doesn't hurt as much.
Yes.
So a lot of technology is coming into play.
That's a perfect example of what I'm talking
yes.
about. Right.
And it is.
Right, and so we can help prevent more breast cancer, because one of the main reasons that some women don't do it because they think it hurts too
Yes,
much.
it's painful.
Right, so now
Now it's changed.
it's changed. So that's powerful and such a great example of how women can help make things better in the world.
That's right.
Great, 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 great. So how do we, so you and I now, we're all enlightened here, and I hope our audience is watching and lots of our students, how do we get our government officials, legislators, educators, and society in general to make the impact, understand the impact between STEM and the broader social impact?
It definitely goes together, and the one thing about that is that it starts with our government officials making decisions to put money into programming.
Right.
Right now, education is not top on a lot of people's priority list, and that's where we have to do better, because if we don't invest in our youth now, it's going to be hard to invest in them later.
Right.
You know, it's kind of like a sapling tree. You have to mold it and shape it while it's young. Once it gets older, it's hard to put new ideas or for them to be as creative. Right now, they're at the most creative state, and that's the best time for us to pour things into them.
Absolutely. Well, I could talk to you all day, but next we have to move on, and we have a great group of students here to share their experiences in their STEM classes and activities here in New Hanover County Schools, and we'll talk to them about how they have become interested in STEM.
Michael Adams?
Here.
Michael Adams?
Here.
Michael Adams.
Michael Adams.
Students who miss 18 days of school in any grade risk falling behind and not graduating. Absences add up. Keep track at boostattendance.org today.
Welcome back to Diversity Matters. We are continuing our discussion on ways to bridge the gender gap with women in the fields of science, technology, engineering, and math. Joining me now are three students from New Hanover County Schools. We have Alani Francis, a junior from Laney High School, Bella Vasos, a senior at New Hanover High School, and Eris Felder, a student at Williston Middle School. Ladies, welcome to our show. Thank you so much. So let me ask you, how have you all become interested in STEM?
For me, I would say that it's all started with being in 8th grade science. My teacher was just really encouraging and she just made things really interesting, and it just really opened my eyes that that was an option for me, that STEM was available to me.
Okay. Bella?
I know for me, my passions really lie in animals, and so ever since I was little, that was like my thing and everything. But I know that being in high school and everything, I have a lot of encouraging teachers, and one of the things that they told us is just to follow your passions. And when I really thought about it, I know that animals are something that I really enjoy, and like I think I just really want to spend my career doing something that I genuinely enjoy and I'm passionate about. So I think that's what's really driven me into STEM.
Okay. And Eris?
Well, I just like having ways, like different things to know that I could like do different things like science, math, variety of things.
So you all talked about teachers and finding your passion, and I really think that's what it's about, because when you love something, your curiosity is there, and you can go, and you want your life's work to be interesting. And you have plenty of time now to figure out, like you said, you're not sure if you want to be a veterinarian or environmental scientist.
Right.
So you have the time now. So it's great that we're talking about this. So Bella, what class did you find most interesting, have you found, since you were at the end?
I would say honors service learning is one of the classes that's offered at New Hanover High School. I think it's the only one in North Carolina that's offered, but my teacher, Miss Feltz, is the one that started it, and you spend 2 days in the classroom, and the other 3 are spent at a volunteer site of your choice, and it's
Really?
something that you can take multiple times and still get credit for. So I did it last semester in the fall, and I'm in it right now, but I spent my time volunteering at an animal hospital, the Burnett Animal Hospital. It's in Burgaw, but it's just really given me that exposure to a field that it's like the real world.
Right.
Interest, but it's really interesting to see the actual like up close what you'd be doing. So it's a really great way to get exposure to something like
Getting
that.
that hands-on experience.
Yes, ma'am.
Great,
Absolutely.
great. And Alani, what about you? And what about STEM clubs and organizations? Does your school have that?
Yes, at Laney we have a lot of opportunities available for us for STEM. One of them that was actually recently started was the STEM biomedical and engineering cohorts, and I'm in the biomedical part of that. And my class is actually like the first year to have been going through STEM, and it's just really cool. And it's shown me some other clubs like HOSA, which is Health Occupation Students of America, and that's about like the medical field. And then Chem Techathon, which is through Cape Fear, and it's just really cool because it's not like Bella, it's real world exposure that is. Really
And what
cool
is it that you want to be?
I'm actually interested in becoming a pediatric physician assistant.
Oh, you go, girl.
Yeah, I really like the medical field, so.
Awesome. So what interested you in pursuing a STEM career? I mean, did you ever experience that, I don't know, that kind of STEM fright, oh, I'm a girl, I don't know, any of that stigma or obstacle? Have you ever had to overcome that?
I know that there was initially some hesitation, but I mean, like I said before, it's just really about following your passions and just doing something that you, like 20 years from now, if I'm working with animals, I know that that's something that I'm still going to love and something that I'm still going to enjoy. So luckily I haven't really experienced any like negative stigma from anybody else, just because a lot of my friends are very supportive of each other and everything. But I mean, I know it's definitely out there that a lot of girls, it'll hold them back, but
Right.
I think you should really go for something that you want to enjoy.
That's right. You have to
love.
push past that.
Yes,
Push
ma'am.
past any obstacles in your way. Succeed. Eris, what about you? I understand you went on a great STEM field trip recently. Tell us where you went and what happened.
We went, Rock and me went to Cape Fear Museum, and we built robotic little things, yeah. And we used Legos, and we put batteries in it, and it was really fun.
Really? Did the robots actually work?
Yeah, they did.
Awesome. Awesome. So did that give you any ideas about a career in STEM that you might be interested in?
Well, like I said, it just gives me like, I don't really know what I want to do, but it gives me like, okay, so if I would want to do something like this, I could do something like that. Yeah, so like robotics stuff.
Right, right. Do you all feel that the sky is the limit for you in terms of what you can do, what you might want to become? Bella?
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's definitely just so many opportunities now, and it's just really important that we all, you know, don't hold ourselves to like a standard just because we are females. And I think that it's something that's kind of prevalent right now, but I mean, it just, for me personally, it gives me more motivation to go out there and just like actually pursue something that is very valuable and everything.
What would you like to see us do as a school district to help expose more girls to STEM?
I think just getting the word out and getting more classes like honor service learning, like, because I know that that was a really big factor in exposing me to, like we said, like the real like hands-on world experiences. But yeah, classes that'll just actually get you out there interested in physically doing something would be mine.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in my department, we are looking to work with businesses to get more internships and student mentoring programs. Alani, do you think something like that would be helpful?
I definitely do. I think role models are like such an important part for us young ones just to understand what's out there, and there are so many different careers that we really don't hear much about and we don't realize, and I think having internships and just more opportunities like shadowing or and like volunteer work, it just helps us to understand what is out there and like how interesting so many different things are that we really just don't ever realize.
Now, Eris, on the middle school level, the math and the science, is that difficult for most students, especially girls? Do you think that can be intimidating for them?
Yeah, I think it can.
And how do we get past that? How do you get past it?
Well, I know I just keep my mind on, like, if I want to do something that I really want to do, I have to learn these things. So, like, yeah. It seems like clubs like Rock-A-Me or study groups or working with your science and math teachers, things like that could help. Yeah. So that kids don't have to feel intimidated by it and say, hey, I can do this. Yeah. Right? Okay. What advice would you give to any young lady thinking about a STEM career? Bella, let me ask you, the senior states lady here. What would you tell your younger self or the younger ladies?
Just honestly that all the opportunities are out there, and just because you're a female doesn't mean in any way that you're less than capable, and everything is equivalent. It's just like how hard you want to work for it and how much you're going to put into it. But
absolutely. Well, you all are so beautiful and so bright, and I'm so proud that you belong to New Hanover County Schools, and I wish you very well in your future endeavors.
Thank you.
So thank you for visiting with us and sharing your experiences in science. And we look forward to following your successful journey, and we know that you do have a bright future ahead of you. Our next guest is the STEM teacher at Laney High School, and she will talk about opportunities available through New Hanover County Schools. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
Kids will spend 8 minutes decorating their little brother.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Welcome back to Diversity Matters, where we're discussing women in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Our next guest is Mrs. Ellen Sally, the STEM coordinator at Laney High School. Thank you so much, Ms. Sally.
Thank you.
So, what can we do to help girls have more confidence and to pursue STEM?
I would say, number one, start early. I encourage the teachers to, identify those high-performing females that really stand out and are motivated in the STEM areas, and work with those girls to connect with industry mentors, positive role models, and get them involved in clubs and activities, hands-on activities outside of school and in the school system, and really encourage that those activities throughout their education.
So tell me a little bit about what you're doing with STEM activities at Laney, and then what we need to do better as a district. Because I know we don't have your program at all of our schools.
Right. Well, as a district, I think we're really doing a great job in middle schools and elementary schools. There's several STEM programs and STEM nights and STEM activities in place. Very active science Olympiads in elementary, middle, and high school. Science fair is very popular. Elementary, middle school. You get to high school, kind of drops off some.
Right.
But you know, at Laney, we're really pushing to find opportunities, get these kids to get in, see these STEM fields, meet industry mentors, tour STEM-related businesses, go to colleges, visit university programs that have STEM programs. So we're just really trying to get the kids out there and to see what the opportunities
see what's
are.
going on. Have you had success with any area businesses, and can you give me some examples?
We have a lot of businesses that have been very, welcome as far as coming out. A lot of people in the medical industry, engineers. Miss Beatty with GE, she's come out to Laney. She's great.
She is.
Sometimes getting the kids into these industries is a little tough because of the age and the safety concerns, and then you have the privacy with the medical field. But we do have the university. UNCW has been a wonderful resource for us. Corning is very helpful in school systems, and the Brunswick nuclear plant has been great for us too. And I'm sure I'm missing a lot. We have a lot of good businesses.
Well, I'm glad to hear that businesses, because we're working to get businesses to work more with us. So it's good to hear that they are, and so we can figure out what else do we need to ask businesses, because they want to help us, but what do you need from area businesses to help at Laney?
It's good to have the people come out. We can have speakers, often, but sometimes it's good to get the kids out in the fields and to see actual, equipment or medical technology or some of the things that go on at GE, Hitachi, or Corning. But
so
like
field trips. So
the field trips are good. Just to get the
kids.
Just to get the kids somewhere where they can say, "Oh, I can see myself here in 10 years."
Right.
Or I see these females working here, or just to be able to put themselves in that place. But I will say the businesses, there's sometimes a disconnect. They want to be a part of the school system. They see it as an investment.
Right.
But sometimes, the school system is in their own, we're in our own little world, and their own little world. But I will say, in the time I've been in New Hanover County, I've seen that the industry here really wants to help and be a part of.
Well, this show can help, because I'm hoping some business person is watching and they will call me or you or both of us and say, hey, you can bring your kids over here, and we have some opportunities that we think they would like to see. So thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
So thank you for watching today's episode of Diversity Matters. If you have a daughter interested in STEM, please look into the courses, school activities and clubs, and community service opportunities in your area. Also, there's an inspiring new movie coming out very soon called Hidden Figures, featuring a team of African American women who brilliantly helped out at NASA with important mathematical data needed to launch the nation's first successful space mission. And we encourage you to enjoy that with your daughter. Also, if you have story ideas for Diversity Matters, feel free to call the Public Relations Division at 254-4245. If you have questions, we'd love to talk to you. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again next month right here for a new edition of Diversity Matters.